Monday, August 3rd, 2020. And this is probably going to be a rant one. Also, I got my shit on airplane mode. I promise you that you're not going to get a notification sound. I know that's super annoying. I've been re-listening to catch up on the episode 200, and I'm starting to get anxiety now. Like when I listen to it, I'm like, fuck, I know something's coming. It's like when you watch a horror movie and they go up to the bathroom glass, you know what I mean? The glass cabinet. And you know when they push the glass cabinet back, there's going to be something behind it. But then it's reversed, then they don't. And then it's like, oh, there's nothing. Then they turn around and it's there or whatever. Regardless, I have been down and paranoid. Paranoia coming from, the inevitable race civil war that we'll soon be experiencing in November. I really hope that this joke ages well and that it ages as a joke. I've been watching, when I watch like movies or like interviews or podcasts or whatever, music that is pre-COVID, I didn't realize how many fucking jokes we made about the apocalypse and how many jokes we made about pandemics and like race. I didn't realize like how poorly that shit was gonna age. So yeah, let's hope that joke ages as a joke and not as a premonition. But just paranoid, man. I'm trying to figure out, like I've been mulling over like, all right, well, how do I get back to that place of happiness? And I keep looking back to the beginning of quarantine, trying to pick apart like, what is it that I was doing, what was working? And I think I've established pretty clearly that part of it was just not dealing with people. The more people that get in the way, it just, it's like fucking waiting at the bank. It's just the more people that are in front of you, the longer, more inconvenient. It makes everything start to get antsy. But I don't want to be, people, people are fucking up and I just can't with people. So, the quarantine allowed me to be, very logical reason to be away from people. And the weather was perfect for it. It was calm weather. It was like rainy or it was cold. It was perfect for being in quarantine. And now it's so fucking, it's early in the morning and I'm walking. I'm already regretting walking, but I'm out now and Aaliyah's excited. She's doing her prance. Every time I walk her, there needs to be, this is the Bee Gees. You can tell by the way I move my stuff, and no time to don't. I don't know how the words go, as you could tell. That's how she walks. She walks with a little pep in her step. Yeah, trying to be happy. So I know that one of those things is just being away from people, just not dealing, or the people I'm dealing with are people that I trust, that I enjoy, and that are reliable. Come on, Leah, stop being an asshole. So that was easier during quarantine, but now, I don't know if this is called quarantine or not. Technically, we're supposed to be in quarantine. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be the case. So, hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, so I have to, quarantine or OG quarantine was the time where I got to understand the feeling of that isolation and being separate from people and mildly comfortable in that garage. So now I have to be able to do that internally now while dealing with people again. And that's going to be the hard part. I know I made some sort of episode about my environment and, this environment's not healthy, nor is it safe, but at the moment, there's just really nothing I can do about that. So I'm just gonna have to make do with the environment and just focus on the internal and just kind of try to block out the flags. Like, I'm walking around here, I'm seeing the same shit. There's nothing new. I'm trying to block out the flags and the fucking weird gun decals and, you know, the Make America Great Again shit all over the place and the big fucking trucks. I'm just trying to, and the stares, the very angry stares. I'm trying to block those out and just focus on me. You know, it's just got me a little paranoid is all. So yeah, I guess the first thing is the first thing that I need to do is just kind of like focus internally and block everyone and everything out while I'm doing that. I think that's gonna help. Street stand-up has got to adjust. It's got to be adjusted. Like, I can't keep going out there pouring my fucking heart out and nah, I mean, I guess I can still do that, but like I can't keep approaching it the way I've been approaching it. It's too much. It's not fun for me. It's getting to the point where it's like exhausting for me and it's not fun. Aaliyah, come on. It's not fun for me. It seems to be emotionally a catharsis for other people. They sit by and they like to listen and it makes them feel good, which is nice. That's good to hear. And then it also riles up crazy people. And, you know, that's kind of going against my whole plan of separating from crazy people. So I need to navigate that better. I need to navigate that better. Sorry, this is stream of consciousness. This is me trying to figure out this shit, and you're just along for the ride, I suppose. So I need to navigate that better, and I think part of the reason I'm in this like, I think moral or ethical crossroads, where part of me is like I need to be happy and do things for myself, and all this stuff that makes me happy. And the other part of me is like I feel like I have like an obligation or a duty to talk about some of the stuff I've been talking about out there, and the stuff that's going to be in the one-man show and all of that. Like there's a necessity to say those things, and I keep jumping back and forth. I was watching another Blackie Speaks episode or whatever. He was talking about, it's like Lil Pump and how Lil Pump established a foundation early on in his career. He established this foundation with people that he was going to have antics, he was going to run around, he was going to have face tattoos and, you know, rainbow colored hair, and he's going to repeat words. That was his thing. And it's hard to dig yourself out of that. Once you've established yourself as one thing, it's really hard to dig yourself out of that in people's perceptions. First impressions count for a lot. And I don't want to establish to people that I'm any sort of moral figure in any way. That's like, I care, like, it's so frustrating, man, because I care about this stuff that's going on right now. It just so happens that it is in my wheelhouse. Like, it's a perfect storm of, I have an eclectic perspective on all of this because of my upbringing, because of my particular skill set, and because of my willingness to do it on the street. Like, I have this very unique perspective on it, and I don't know what the fuck Jesus Christ, it's so hot. I'm gonna have fucking heat stroke out here. Pass out. Someone find my body. Say I committed suicide. What's I saying? Okay, so I need to find some sort of balance there, and I'm still working on that. And then I need to continue being positive and whatnot. I think the other thing I've started to do past like day or two is I started up my Joe Rogan, David Goggins inspirational recording stuff again. I think I have a better understanding of myself now, and I have a better understanding of balance for myself. And I don't think I'll slip into as crazy of a pattern that I did as the first run around I did with David Goggins and all that. Like, I think now I have a better just understanding of myself on an inner level, you know, and my chakras. Got to keep my third eye chakra, my crown chakra open so that the energy flows, man. All right, let's drink some tea together. Uncle Iro. Yeah, so I'm going to start doing that. I think that's going to change my mentality. Just day-to-day stuff, my mentality on a day-to-day. We just keep focusing on that, and that clicking, I know I made an episode where the third piece of the puzzle. So being able to go first person and third person, I have that down really well, actually, I'd say. I haven't even needed to talk about it because I just kind of do it. Like I slip up, fuck up every now and again, and I fall into a funk, but you know, I'm a human, I think. Or maybe I'm an alien. I don't know anymore. Who knows what's real? Maybe I'm just one of those UFO experiments that the government's gonna come out with, and they're gonna press a little button and activate me, and get glowing red eyes, and then storm the White House. This is a joke, by the way, in case fucking crazy people listen and actually think I'm a lizard person or something. Yeah, that's the other thing. I need to set a different tone when it comes to the audience I'm trying to garner, because I am not with this mental illness audience I have right now. I am not okay with performing for Arkham Asylum every fucking day. Nah, not gonna happen, dog. No way. No, sir. No, I want, don't get me wrong, crazy people are gonna come. That's just how it works, but I want reasonable crazy people. I want crazy people, not delusional people. And I think I've been dealing with a lot of fucking delusional people out there, and I'm not with that. I don't want that energy around me, bro. Stiff arm that shit, son. That's the Heisman Stance. All right, so, come on, Leah. What was I saying? Yeah, keep crazy energy away. The first person. Yeah, like I can switch back and forth with that pretty easily at this point. And I know how how the head movies. Well, am I going down a cul-de-sac? I am going down a cul-de-sac. Come on, Leah. We're not going down. We're not going to get trapped. Always know your exits, dog. All right. So, yeah. Fuck, what was I saying? The movie, the head movies. I know how to do it now. And it's just kind of clunky. The metaphor I used, I was talking to someone about it. The metaphor I used was, I feel like if we're to make the metaphor that being a comic or being the ability to tell jokes and to turn that on, to flip that switch, we look at it like a superpower, right? I feel like I'm at the stage where Iron Man is like Iron Man 2. You know, when he has like the backpack thing to get the Iron Man suit on. Like he's past the stage where he has to be in his lab and get hooked up to a bunch of Frankenstein nonsense, like Dr. Robotnik shit, the robot hands coming down, and I have to physically put the suit on him, and it takes him a good 10 minutes, and he doesn't have a place to go to the bathroom, so he has to hold it. I'm sure he put like a bathroom thing, right? Where would the pee go? Would he I feel like he could do some sort of heating device in the ass end and then fart out the urine mist. You know? Yeah, that's right, because he's a fucking scientist. He made nanobot technology and he put it in his skin. He could do that. You guys are ridiculous. But so when it comes to my comedic skills, I feel like I'm at that point where I can do it. It doesn't take me, I don't need to I think I made that metaphor before of talking to KJ and like having to rev up the engine, having to like warm things up, and now I can like switch into it. It's just clunky still, and I got to think about it. But I can do it faster. I can do it a little more efficient, and I'm more comfortable with it. And I can stay in the bit longer. I was listening back to the episodes and whatnot, and I don't like if I'm able to get into it, if I'm able to get that Iron Man suit on, it's always for like a second, and then it gets weird. So I think I'm able to lean into it a little longer. You know, it's just gonna take practice or whatever. But that movie thing, head movies thing I'm doing seems to be working. And I think what I'm gonna do is, okay, if I think about it like Michael Jordan, maybe I talked about this in the Last Dance episode, but if I think about it like Michael Jordan, when the bad boy Pistons were fucking with him, when they were giving flagrant fouls, inappropriate behavior, poor sportsmanship, giving him the elbows, giving him the knees, knocking his ass down when he's midair, all that nonsense. Hold up a second. I'll walk past this lady. Yeah, so he realized, like, okay, so one of the things I'm gonna need to do is bulk up. Like, that's the skill I gotta focus on. So after he lost that, I don't know, it was a championship, whatever. After he lost that game and he was out of the championships, he didn't take a break. He just went into strength training. So I gotta strength train my mind, and I have to strength train the head movies technique or skill. And I think it's gonna keep me happy throughout the day. Like it's gonna keep my mood elevated. If I have to focus on this skill, if I have to focus on looking at the world with that movie screen in mind, then I think that's gonna be, sorry, I'm crossing the street again because there's more people walking around. I think that's gonna be good. I think that's gonna keep my mood up. It gives me something to do mentally, and if I start going down that darker road, at least I'll instinctively eventually learn, like, all right, well, you're in this dark place. Let's see your head movies version of it, and let's see if we can get it to pop off a joke. Got to turn it into a positive somehow. So that's what I'm gonna do there. Yeah, let me think. Yeah. Okay, so I have a plan. And I think if I can just keep building on the skills that I'm learning, like, remembering that thing, like, it's weird. Like, you get into a groove and you know that nothing stays the same forever. Nothing lasts forever. That's from Jid. I think that's from Jid, J-I-D. Check them out. Nothing stays the same. Nothing is stagnant in this world. And when I was in quarantine, OG quarantine, I knew in my head, I knew, like, this isn't going to stay the same. But I was like, it was like I was grasping on. I felt happy, and I was like, I can't let this go. I do not want to let this feeling of happiness go. I like the groove that I'm in, and I don't want this to end. But eventually it has to, and whether it was me or another circumstance like the murder of George Floyd, because, you know, that's what we do out here. No, we're not. Nope. We're not getting, no. Say it with me. Happy little trees. Okay. That's what happens, by the way, is I'll be experiencing life and I'll be fine, and then something will just remind me of the hellscape, of the fucking alternate timeline that we have somehow found ourselves in. I was saying, sorry, it's a Jeep. It's a goofy looking dude on a Jeep. He would have been a school shooter if he had the option to, he seemed like. All right, so So I just gotta, I gotta be able to transition, and I think I'm doing that. Like that OG, the weather I think played a big part in that. Like it's so fucking hot. I can't relax the same way that I was able to in the garage. I don't, you know, sometimes I get lonely and shit, but it's all good because I have this phone to talk into and all 20 of my listeners and Johnny Gold. Johnny, you don't count as a listener. You're something else. You're a different being altogether. But no, that environmental change and the socio behavioral change, basically all those changes I just need to adapt to. And I got to just keep taking technique after technique and just build upon them. So I think, all right, so a little recap. What do I got to do? I got to focus on myself, focus inward again, and block out all of these fucking flags. Just completely block out the colors red, white, and blue. I only see green, purple, and orange. I don't know how the color spectrum works at all. So pardon me, biology majors that are obviously not listening if I didn't land that joke proper. Is it even a joke? Am I even making sense anymore? Probably not. So, all right, I got to focus inwardly, focus on myself. Got to focus on myself and just sort of block out everybody else around me. I think that'll make me feel a little better. Maybe if and then I gotta, when I do street stand up, this has to be fun. It has to get picked up, has to be better because that vibe, that energy is work. Like it's frustrating because it clearly is a cathartic experience for a lot of people out there. They really seem to like it, but if I'm focused on me and focused on what makes me happy, I appreciate that they like it. It makes me happy that they like that. But the experience itself is not fulfilling me completely because it's not fun. I'm not a fucking activist. I'm a stand-up comedian. This has to be fun. I have to enjoy what the fuck I'm doing, or I want to enjoy what I'm doing. So I think focusing on myself, maybe presenting the jokes first. Okay, focusing on myself when I do the street stand-up. So rather than talking about the ideas on a grand scale, just talking about experiences from my perspective. But then that comes in that third piece of the puzzle, the head movie skill. If I can click into that, if I can just make that little movie screen go up in my head consistently, and I'll be able to take these dark things and I'll be able to make them so much more palatable. I'll be able to have fun with them. It's like I gotta work on that skill. That's gotta get better. I haven't been writing at all either. I wanted to focus on it. I want to just be funny, just day to day, be funny. And then I'll go back to writing again. Yeah, man. Okay, so I got to focus on myself. Got to work on the movie screen thing throughout just the day. It'll be my new first person, third person thing I'm doing. A new shift. And no, we're not walking. We are not walking up a hill. Come on, Leah. You go right back. It's hot. Yeah, so I gotta work on focusing on myself. Gotta work on the head movie skill. That's gonna be really important. Gotta find some sort of moral and ethical balance when I'm on the street, mixed with what I love and what I enjoy, which I think is gonna get worked out through the head movies technique. That balance, that humor balance, that's less the subject matter, and that's more how I handle the subject matter. So, I got to go out there. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out. So, work on the head movies thing, and There was one more thing. I know there was. That's right. I've got to listen to more inspirational shit. I have to trick my mind again. I have to block out more bullshit. I think, which also goes under the umbrella of just focus on myself. I would say it's the whole inspiration. Yeah, that goes under the same umbrella. And I haven't really been talking about the Buddhism stuff that I've been learning, or the chakra stuff, because I haven't been doing a lot. But I have learned about the root chakra and the sacral chakra. So I got to learn about all of those, and then it'll give me a visual concept of things to focus on, which I think will be helpful. So yeah, I have a plan. We're going to right this ship. We're not going to go out like the Titanic. I will not be hitting that iceberg. Nah, just got to change it up a little bit. And I think, I don't know, I think this will be a good shift and an important shift. So now I just got to be fucking funny. That's going to be the hard part. God damn it. Who would have thought the hardest part about being a stand-up comedian, at least for me, is the being funny part, not the talking or coming up with weird or interesting ideas, not putting yourself out there in an incredibly dangerous situation. Nope. The hardest part for me is to just do the fucking job. It sucks. All right. If you know one person that you think would enjoy this, please share it with them. Till next time.